beautiful wayward souls. Welcome to the channel. We're going to talk about telepathy today. Telepathy is a really cool way that we can feel a deeper level of intimacy with each other, and it's a really awesome way to communicate and pick up on those intuitive vibes from each other. There's been a lot of experiences recently in my life where I've connected with people in a telepathic way, where I'll just feel the urge to text somebody and my friend will literally have just been thinking of me. So that's one example of telepathy. And we'll get into that as the podcast goes, because I want to start out with talking about the fact that with telepathy, realize that everything is consciousness, everything is connected, everything is made up of energy. And so telepathy is a form of energy that's being transferred from one person to another. It's informational energy. Through learning about the chakras and the chakra system in Master Chow Kok Su's novel, Chakras and Their Functions, what I learned was the soul actually has a few layers to it, and one layer of the soul is the mental aura. And this is where information comes in and can be passed from one being to another. And so this actually explains telepathy. So when we learn to develop our intuitive gifts and we learn to open ourselves up to the connection, or even just believing that there's an interconnectedness to life itself, we can see and experience more of these kinds of things like telepathy or any kind of like psychic phenomenon that you can think of. It's just about being open to this kind of stuff. And sorry if my voice is very croaky, by the way. I'm recovering from a virus, and my voice be rough right now, so just bear with me. Thanks, everyone. So some examples of telepathy are, honestly, a lot of us, we think that it's going to be like we're literally having conversations with each other in our heads. And even though humanity is not quite at that level, there's small ways that we can actually communicate with each other. So let's say you're just going about your day, and then someone just randomly pops in your mind and you just start thinking about them and you're not sure why. That actually could be because someone's thinking about you right now, or like wanting to reach out or something, like someone's pulling on your energy. And let's say like you're thinking about somebody for no reason, and you're like, well, maybe I should just text them or something. You shoot them a text, and then that person is like, no way, I was just thinking about you, or something like that, right? Like when you're just thinking about somebody and they text you and stuff like that, like that's also a form of telepathy. Same thing is, let's say you're talking about somebody and they reach out, or you're talking about them, and then you go to see them in later on, and they say, oh yeah, I was just thinking about you the other day. Like, that's telepathy. We're very consciously connected, and when you're putting energy towards a person, they're going to pick that energy up. It's the same thing as if like someone was staring at you and you felt like someone was watching you, and you look over and yeah, someone's watching you. That's kind of how telepathy works, where it's like an energy transfer from one person to another. In some of my personal experiences with telepathy, a lot of it has been small things like that, where I'm all of a sudden thinking about somebody, and so if I message them, they've been like talking about me or something like that. For example, my brother and I were talking about an old friend of ours, and we were just like, yeah, we're just chatting about her. We haven't really talked about her or seen her in like years and years and years. And so but we recently reached out like online. And so when my brother actually messaged her a few days later, she said, oh, no way, I was just thinking about you guys like a few days ago, right? So there's that like connection there. Another moment of telepathy that I've experienced is I had a dream about one of my coworkers, and he was like cleaning the bathtub, and he was asking me to like help him clean the bathtub, which is pretty random. But yeah, so the next day I go to tell him about this dream, and he says, "Oh, that's so funny because I actually was cleaning my bathtub last night." So, whoa, right? Like really serendipitous, coincidental things where like someone's thinking of somebody and they feel that energy. And it's like telepathy truly is a real thing. And the more that we're open to that kind of stuff, the more spicy life gets, in my opinion. I love this stuff. Some ways that we can develop telepathy is, first of all, it's the same thing as like, if you're trying to build a solid relationship with other people, it's best to start doing that with yourself first. Like if you have a solid relationship with yourself, it's easier to have healthy relationships with people that come into your life. And when you develop your own intuition and your own way of picking up intuitive information, it's easier to then practice telepathy with other people. So how does your intuition work for you? A lot of us, yes, it's a gut feeling. Generically speaking, most of us will feel some sort of gut feeling about something. But listen to other ways that you can pick up information. And I do have a video coming out about the 4 C's, which is ways that we can develop our psychic abilities and different types of psychic abilities. So keep your eyes posted for that. That video will be up probably by next week. But yeah, it's learning like how you pick up information. Another thing you can do is, as soon as you have someone pop in your mind, like if you're comfortable with this and they're like a friend or something, message them and say, "Hey, what's up? Like, I don't know, I just thought about you for some reason." Just be curious, be open. And some of your friends might be like, "No, you're crazy," or "Oh, what a coincidence," right? But there might be somebody that's like, "Oh, no way, I was totally just thinking about you," or "I was just about to message you," right? You never know when that could be happening. So as soon as you find someone or you just start thinking about somebody, ask those questions. And also pay attention to your dreams, because I've had a lot of telepathic moments just like in the dream world. And I mean, yes, I could be astro projecting as well, but it is kind of similar where you're communicating with somebody in a dream. So every time you have a dream about somebody, if it's not like embarrassing and personal or whatever, it happens. We all have those kinds of dreams, right? If it's just like a casual dream and you're comfortable, just tell that person about your dream and see what they say, or, you know what I mean? Or pay attention to them. If, let's say, you have a dream about a friend and they're struggling with something, or they're not feeling the best in that dream, check in with them and see how they're doing in real life. Like, you never know. And another thing you can do too is practice with trusted friends regularly. And I mean trusted friends that are open to this kind of stuff, that are into intuition and spirituality. It doesn't have to be necessarily spirituality in a stereotypical way, but these people, you want to practice this kind of stuff with people that are open to this, and people that are intuitive, and people that are kind of on the same wavelength as you. And then when you do that, you're practicing and you're building that telepathy with each other, and it actually helps. It actually really helps enhance your abilities faster. And that's the point, is telepathy is we're creating with our minds, and we're communicating with our minds. It's really cool. So that's all I have for you on telepathy. I hope you enjoyed this podcast. If you did, please like and subscribe. I love all your support and all your likes, and even if not, I just love you anyway. Sending you all so many blessings. Take care, everyone.